What's up, guys? Caleb and Michael here from the
guys?
Hillside, and this is the Hillside Talk.
Yes, and this is very weird.
Right, because it's just us, but today is Monday, and normally we'd be here tonight to hang out and to have the Hillside, but obviously that's not going to happen.
Yeah, social distancing.
That's right. Should we be sitting?
I know. I
just thought of that. So this is our Hillside Talk. We're coming to you live. Not really, though. Ish. There you go. Thank you. Even as I started to say that. So here's one of the things we determine. We have a couple principles, guiding truths that we abide by at the Hillside. We believe in real talk.
Yeah. Real people.
Real people.
Sorry.
real truth. And so one of the things that we did not want to do, there's so much well put together stuff out there that's audited and edited. I think both those words work. And we didn't want to do that. We wanted to be real, and so we're coming at you, and we're just going to talk through this. This is us chilling and talking, and we want to say welcome.
And this is going to be really weird for me because I'm the person who usually does the editing and all this, so I'm going to watch this and just...
Okay, so here's what I love. I told Michael going into this, I said, dude, we need to get you from behind the camera to in front of the camera because all of you out there know this. Michael is one of the kindest, most genuine people that you would meet. Seriously, you guys know this sitting at home. And, like, if you come into the Hillside, he's one of the first people you say hi to. Like, he's just real. He's just genuine. You're like, oh, bro, Mike, what's up? So I was like, don't stick me in front of the camera alone. They're going to be like, I don't want to see you.
I'm usually the first person, and then you never see me the rest of the night.
That's true. Then he hides out in the sound booth and gets an awesome nap in. So
only when Pastor Caleb speaks. So.
That's true, too. That's true, too. So welcome to the Hillside Quarantine Edition. Awesome. All right, so here's how we're going to start. We're going to start by asking ourselves a couple questions. And hopefully if you're at home, think about it yourself, ask about it. Matter of fact, if you're watching on IGTV, drop your answer in the comment below.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
You can do that, and we'll kind of check those out. We might even feature one, sponsor someone, or something like that. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
All
Sponsored.
Right. Ready?
Yeah.
Sponsored.
Sponsored.
Did I say sponsor?
Yeah, you said sponsor.
I meant highlight. We're not offering sponsorships. I meant highlight.
Unless you want to sponsor the Hillside.
Right, unless you want to sponsor us. And in that case, absolutely. All right, questions. Here we go. Question number one for you, Michael, and then I'll answer. Okay. What has been your least favorite part of being quarantined? Social distancing. What's been your least favorite part?
My least favorite part is, and this is not on me, this is on my wife, Abby, that she can't get out and go shopping at Ross because I'm an introvert, so I don't mind staying at home, chilling and all that stuff. But she's the one who's itching to get out, so it's just like, can we go out? Can we do stuff? And I'm like, no. Can we stay in and play video games?
Yes.
So that's the worst part for me.
Let's go. What video games have you been playing?
I'm actually on the Xbox Live.
Ooh.
So just playing a lot of Xbox. Got the Game Pass, so I got like 5 games.
Oh, you're in. Okay, least favorite part of me. I'm the opposite. I'm outgoing. I like people. So for me, I miss you guys. Like, I miss not doing this tonight. And I mean that. I enjoy seeing everyone, saying hello, checking in with you, seeing how your life is going, what God's been doing in your story. So I miss that part. Yeah. But I also like sleep.
That's true.
So that actually leads to the second question, which is, what has been a part of being quarantined that you're thankful for? Because we believe, right, thankful heart.
Yes.
What's a part that you're thankful for?
Something for me that I've been thankful for is really my workload has picked up from the middle of the week to the end of the week, but it's really nice to just get to the beginning of the week and
by the way,
not worry about work.
Huge shout out. If you've seen anything put out by Southern Hills, it's this guy.
Yeah, it's
right
been
here.
Crazy past couple weeks. But it's been nice having Sunday kind of through Wednesday morning to like not think of anything throughout the week and just really have a fresh mind, fresh perspective, and just go outside and just really enjoy outside because, you know, you always have work on your mind and like, I have to get stuff for Sunday morning and then we have to get stuff for Sunday night. Monday would have been like, all right, what are we doing for Hillside? So it's really nice to just get outside and be like, it's just a nice day today.
And it's supposed to be beautiful weather this week.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be hot.
Oh, and then it's getting hot.
I don't like hot.
No, this is what we're thankful for. No,
okay, got it.
Okay, so for me, very similar. I feel like times of isolation or quarantine or whatever you want to call it, social distancing, I feel like times like that are focused times. Like you can really start to think, okay, what do I want to focus on? What do I want to do? And so this has been strange. If you had told me 2 months ago, if you had told me in 2019 this is what 2020 was going to be like, first off, I wouldn't have believed you. Second off, I wouldn't have said that my favorite part will be what I'm about to say. But for whatever reason, I have been seriously, and I mean this, and I give the Lord praise for this. I've been sleeping so good.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I'm going to bed earlier. But when I wake up, my first thought isn't, okay, I got to get up, shower, get to work, do all that.
Yeah.
My first thought is, I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so literally, I get up, I make coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. I make coffee, and I go sit in our front room, and I just spend time like reading and praying. And it's been such a place of peace, like mornings have been for me. And I would have never thought that. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm thankful for.
All right. Quick random question. This was not scripted at all. What coffee shop are you missing the most right now?
Oh, Black Rock. Hands down, Black Rock.
Whoa,
yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, Ruthie went through, she had something to do this morning, something to send out. And so she went through Dutch Bros and she asked if I could get anything. And nothing but love, Dutch Bros. Nothing but love.
Love their stickers.
But I said, right, yeah. But I said, you know what? I think afterwards I'm going to swing through Black Rock because I'm missing Black Rock. 2 drinks. They have the Jackhammer, which is 2 double shots of espresso. And they have the IV, which is 6 shots of espresso. That's where it's at, bro. That's why. So that's the one I'm missing. So if you're a coffee fanatic, that's where I'm at. I love Black Rock. When this is done, Hillside Hangout at Black Rock. And you can go inside. They actually have an inside.
Y'all have fun. I'm going to just not be there.
Okay, question 3. You got it.
What is something that you haven't been able to do in a long time that you now have time to do?
Ooh. I've been grilling a lot more.
Oh, that's legit.
Yeah, I've been grilling a lot more, like cooking the food.
Grilling?
Yeah, well, I think I've been going through grilling. So I don't know if I've done anything different. I've just been doing it more. So
okay.
We grilled out some stuff the other night, and I asked Ruthie, like, what else can I throw on the grill? Like, I grilled a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, I had some steak on there. I had some chicken on there. I threw some sausage on there for the next morning. Like,
Dang,
I know.
bro.
Like, I was like, legit, like, what else can I grill? And not, when I say grilling, I'm not talking gas grilling. I'm talking, like, charcoal. Like, I get the mesquite chunks.
Yeah.
And then I burn them down, and then I put the steaks right on it.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Whoa.
Maybe Hillside Hangout at my house. I'm promising a lot of things
Yeah.
right
Make sure
now.
you guys write all these down.
Yeah,
Be like,
I'm
hey,
promising
Pastor
a lot of
Caleb,
things.
you promised that we do
But
this.
we should do
this,
that.
this. Oh, that'd be really, really
Hangout.
cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You just barbecue just whole night.
That would be. I love it. I enjoy it.
That'd
What
be
have you been doing that you don't normally have as much time to do? Because like I'm not getting home late. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like
that's
5
true.
or 6. I'm getting home in time
That's
to do
true.
it.
I've actually, and this is going to sound just kind of weird and like the whole like, but I've actually enjoyed spending time with Abby more and not focusing on work.
Aww.
So like it's nice just
No,
to
that's
hang out
cool.
with her and just because like I said I haven't been
Yeah.
able to do that in a long time, so that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't think we all realized how busy we were
Yeah
until
until it's
God
removed,
was like,
yeah.
"Stop." I probably shouldn't say it like that.
Until it's removed from the equation, you don't realize it's there.
Yeah.
So like work is always on your mind whether you think about it or not. But once it's removed, where you can have that time to not think about work, you're like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm not thinking about work at all.
Yes.
So it's
Yep.
really, really cool.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. What is something? Here we go. That's a good one. What is something that you've watched that you want others to know about?
Something that I don't want them to know about? No, I'm
No,
just
no,
kidding. Something that I want others to know about. Okay. This I think just came out yesterday. John Krasinski,
Yeah.
Jim from The Office, if you guys don't know who that
Yes.
is, or The Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
So good. He just released something called Some Good News. He just started a news channel. Have
I
you seen
saw
this?
something. I didn't
And
watch
he
it all
interviewed Steve Carell. And it's like, because 15 years ago, that's when The Office started. The whole thing. So it's like a
Whoa.
15-minute segment. Don't pause us and go jump over there. But after this is done, it's like 15-minute segment on, I think it's on IGTV, and I think it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Some Good News, John Krasinski, and you can find it. And it was so encouraging. I loved it. I absolutely
Yeah.
loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really,
You?
really cool. What's something that I've watched? Man, I mean, we're just going through like all of these shows. Oh, I love, and this is an old school throwback to when I was in high school. I loved this show back then, and I love this show now. I'm going through Psych, actually.
Ooh,
The show
okay.
Psych, and I showed you a little bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm like in the nitty gritty. Like I'm just like flying through it, and I'm having all these high school feels all over again. So I love Psych.
I've been there where a
that's
show
something.
can bring back like a time and a place
Yeah,
for you.
well, I haven't had Prime. My parents recently got Prime, so I'm just using their Prime.
Going back through.
Like what everybody else does. We just
Especially
take
during
everybody
this time,
else's. Yeah,
right?
we just take everybody else's streaming accounts. And so I was like, oh, Psych is on Prime. So I've just been watching it all the time, nonstop. It's been
like it.
amazing.
Okay, let's just do two more
Okay.
questions. Let me see here. let's do this one and this one.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, 5. What's one store that you're sad that they're closed right now? Like you like just going to that store and they're closed.
I'm a techie, geeky type of guy, so I'm sad that Best Buy is closed.
You just like the smell of Best Buy.
Well, we're
I'm just kidding.
Just walking in and
some
just
stores
inhaling.
have a smell.
They do.
No, for real.
They Bath and Body Works.
Okay, yeah, the biggest smell in all the stores, right?
Bath and Body Works, man.
That's what you
actually
miss?
That should be my store. I legitimately love going into Bath and Body just to walk in, just look around, smell around, and then I just walk out. And I hate their sales because they almost always get me.
Yes.
Almost.
I never do that about you.
They don't. No, they don't.
This
it's
is
like
real talk.
3 for like $8, and I'm like, what?
This is real talk.
3 for $8? This is amazing. I'm gonna change my answer. Bath and Body Works.
Bath and Body Works. Okay, mine is REI. I love REI. It's an outdoor recreational equipment incorporated. I love REI. And I'm serious. Like you walk in, and there's just like a smell to REI.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So that's my store. That's
cool.
my hangout. In light of that, okay, what's one store? Thankfully, most restaurants are still open.
Yes.
So you can order takeout. So I don't know if you guys have been. So here's the question. Question 8: are you cooking your food at home, or are you ordering takeout? Or what's the percentage of both? Because I think most people will do a little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to do both.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
You wanna. That's your excuse to get outside. It's
yes,
just to go
right,
out and just get food.
Although a lot of places are delivering for free.
Yeah, that's true. But one day, one afternoon, Abby and I, we were just chilling, and we're like, we're hungry. We don't want to cook anything. We just want to get outside.
Yes.
So we just literally just went to McDonald's. Just to get food.
That's where Ruth and I have been. Last night just happened. Like Sunday. Normally Sundays are crazy busy.
Yeah.
And we got to the end of Sunday, and I'm like, I'm tired. She's like, I'm tired. I'm like, let's just order a pizza. Maybe that's my youth pastor kicking in. Sunday night, I have to eat pizzas. I don't know.
Craving for pizzas.
So ours has been both, but really, seriously, the majority we've been eating at home. We've been cooking and eating at home, and I enjoy that. Ruth and I love cooking with each other. We'll put on music. We enjoy that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That sounds like fun.
That's a lot of fun.
Abby and I, we're still with my parents, and so my mom loves cooking, and she's not one of those like you feel bad for her. She will just cook for you, like whether you ask her to or not. She will just cook.
God bless the moms.
Amen to that. So it's been kind of middle. So I eat at home when I'm not at home, or I eat at home when I'm at home, and then when I'm out, it's been nice because I've been working so much. Everyone's just like, hey, I'll get you a meal, I'll get you lunch. So I've been good on not spending money, but it's kind of been 50-50.
I love that. Oh, 50-50. No, ours has been more probably 70-30 at home. 70-30. Yeah, we've been trying to cook at home. So, okay, hey, that's our question and answer. I hope that you guys have answered those. Maybe you thought through those.
And maybe go through these, or maybe you already put some of your answers in the comments. We want to see those as well.
Yes. Yeah, that'll be fun for us to read through because you get to hear all of our answers, so we want to do that. Our next section that we're going to do is actually a resource section. So our talk for this month was going to be money madness, right? Where we're going to talk about money madness. We're going to talk about finances, especially during this time. There's a lot of talk about finances, about maybe the stimulus package that's going to come out, all that. And so a resource that we came across that is actually an incredible resource to have at this time is a lot of you have heard of Dave Ramsey. You've heard of Financial Peace. Matter of fact, our church offers a small group that goes through it, I think, or like a class that goes through it.
Financial Peace class.
Class, that you can go through it through. Right now, and I say right now, I think this was a couple days ago, Dave Ramsey's group announced that Financial Peace is free. The videos are free for 2 weeks. Yeah. So that timer is ticking. Matter of fact, Ruthie and I were talking to ourselves the other day, hey, when we're going to go back through. One of the biggest blessings in my life is I took the Financial Peace course as a course in high school. The private high school I was going to offered that. That's cool. I took it as a course in high school, and it helped me out so much. One of the things that brought to perspective was that like your housing is only supposed to be 25% of your take-home pay. Yeah. So basically it helps you decide, is this apartment too much? Would this apartment be better? There's so many great life principles that you can apply through it. So if you're not onto that, Dave Ramsey is offering that free videos for 2 weeks. Check it out.
That's cool. And then if you're one of those people who love books and or you like books, you like audiobooks and you don't like to actually read books. For me, it was kind of hard to read physical books, but once I was able to get books on my phone and Audible books and stuff like that, I just flew through books. I love it so much. So Audible is actually offering some of their titles for free. So if you just go on there and make an account, they'll actually give you some of their books for free. Sometimes you have to do like a 30-day trial, and then after those 30 days, maybe you lose the book or something like that. But I think Audible, they're just like, nope, you make an account and you can get this book for
you check it out and tell us more details about it. But right now, they've made a ton of their titles available, and it's for all ages. So maybe there's something you haven't read in a while, and you're like, man, I would just enjoy listening to something in the background while you're doing a project or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool resource. Here's another really cool resource. Krispy Kreme is giving out free donuts it's a day, right? Every Monday for healthcare workers. So if you're working in healthcare, number one, you're a hero, but number two, you deserve donuts. So go to Krispy Kreme and get that. And then last one.
And then the last one are, and I'm sure you guys have known this, like special companies and grocery stores and things like that. They're opening their hours a little bit earlier for older people. So it might not apply to us, but if you know some elderly people, I know Pastor Caleb's going to be in line, so if you want to go over and say hi to him.
Soon. Yeah, that's exactly right.
So that's just some business, and I think that's really, really cool.
I think that's so cool. And so, in other words, if you have someone that you're caring for, maybe a parent or a grandparent, let them know about that.
Yeah.
Sam's Club is also offering special hours for healthcare workers. So we just talked about how we're so thankful for our healthcare workers, those on the front lines. Sam's Club is actually offering you special hours, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Thursdays. Yeah. You'll be the only one at Sam's Club, so I think that's really cool as well. And we're going to say a big thank you here in just a little bit to them, but we do have a quick challenge. So normally at Hillside, if you've been, we come in, we sit down, we have some worship, we have a game, and then we get to the Hillside Talk. This is going to be a very abbreviated version, and I've kind of been asking ourselves, okay, obviously, we all know what's going on in the world, and what does the Christian do during these times? And hopefully you follow several people who are people of faith that have been encouraging you and uplifting you. I know for me, I try and fill my social media feed with people of faith that I can just scroll through and I'll get encouragement and I'll get a challenge. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so hopefully your feed has just been overflowing with that. But we wanted at the Hillside to also kind of speak into that a little bit. And the very first verse that came to my mind was 2 Timothy 1:7, where Scripture teaches us this. God's not given us a spirit of fear. And then it says he has given us a spirit, or he has given us a spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so what does that mean? Especially during a time right now when literally the world is in a pandemic, which is a fearful time, right? Yeah. The world's in a pandemic. What does that mean to the Christian? First, I think it means this. As you look at that truth, when it says God has not given us a spirit of fear, here's what that means. It means there are other entities out there that want to give you a spirit of fear. Man, you turn on the news, you listen to almost anyone you can talk to, and there's going to be a hint of fear. Maybe they're afraid because they're out of work, and it's a legitimate fear. Yeah. Maybe they're afraid because they don't know how they're going to provide. Maybe they're afraid because they don't know when this is going to end, or they have a loved one who is sick. But in the face of all that, God still very sweetly and very, very quietly whispers into our ear, hey, don't be afraid. I'm not the one who's giving you a spirit of fear. And then he says, but I am giving you something to replace that, to challenge that, to stand up in the face of fear. And here's what he says. I'm giving you, the first thing he says is this. He says, I'm giving you the spirit of power. What does that mean? Here's what I really think it means for us as Christians, as believers. It means we have to, if we don't want to be fear-filled, if we don't want to be fearful, we've got to start at the place of power. There has to be a time in our day, in our routine, in our walk, when we let God's power flow to us and then flow through us. That's so good. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. I'm telling you, Christian, Hillside follower, wherever you're at in your faith journey, God says this in the Old Testament, come now and let us reason together. God is a God of the present tense. Wherever you're at, it does not matter if you're like, man, I've messed up, man, I haven't been as close to God as I should. He knows all about that. You're not telling him anything new. Still go to the place of power. Find time. Find something. There's so many verses that we could pull out. Psalm 91:1, he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 34:4, I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Psalm 61:2, from the end of the earth will I cry unto you, God, when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than me. I like what one author said, and a pastor up in Connecticut, his name is Kerry Schmidt. He said, it's impossible to hide in fear and also do gospel ministry. Our calling makes us vulnerable. Our Savior makes us invincible. As a Christian, if you're trying to carry your banner of faith into the world, you've got to do it with power, and that power starts with you hiding yourself in Christ. He doesn't just say that he gives you power. He says, hey, don't be fearful. Have a spirit of power. But then he says this, of power and of love. We've got to listen to the leading of love. Something that has stood out to me through this whole thing has been how the entire world, but specifically I've noticed in our country, like I mentioned earlier, John Krasinski getting on, starting this thing called Some Good News. Yeah. The world is looking for love right now. They are looking for someone who'll speak hope and truth and kindness in love to them. a pastor just mentioned this on Sunday. He talked about how in times of fear, people are never more open and receptive to the gospel. Look, the gospel isn't something that we're selling. It's not a sales pitch that we're going out trying to be like, hey, I know it's really scary right now. Do you know if you died today? Like that's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
The gospel is good news.
Yeah. And
so,
I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please, speak into it.
I think what fear does, fear comes upon you and it makes you feel like you're by yourself.
It immobilizes.
So then love is actually when other people come around you and say, hey, we are there for you. We love you. And just to hear someone say, just one person in the day said, hey, Michael, I love you. I'm caring for you. That would make my entire day, because the whole day you're thinking about fear. You're by yourself. You're thinking like, oh, what's going to happen to me or people that I'm worried about? But then someone just throws love upon you. And it's just like, okay, we can get through this.
Yeah, I love that visual, throws love on you. It's like that blanket of comfort.
Yeah.
It's like something that you can pull close to you and hug tightly around you. So our challenge is, who can you be loved to? Who can you share the love of God with through this? Maybe it's a neighbor that you've never talked to before.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe you're still going to work. Maybe it is someone in this Hillside group that you just haven't heard from in a while. And you're like, I'm just going to text them and say, hey, thought of you, prayed for you today. I don't know what it is. And then the last thing that God challenges to, he says, hey, I've not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love. And then he says this, and I love this, and of a sound mind. There's so much strength that comes from using what God gave you. Okay. So God gave us a mind to think through this. Let's not be people who perpetrate and continue to perpetuate fear. Let's be people who are like, no. I start the place of power. I live and follow the leading of love. And so therefore I'm of sound mind. Like I'm not going crazy. I'm not going through all this.
Yeah.
And here's what it means to us as Christians. It means, I think of 1 Timothy 6:12, fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. Here's what that means. That's a fancy way of saying, hey, you know what? As a Christian, do what you're called to do. As a believer, as a Christian, do what you're called to do. Fight the good fight of faith. Yeah. And I think that leads us to our last part. There's so much more that we could say, but we know that this is IGTV or YouTube, and it's really easy to scroll on. So it leads us to our last part is to say this. If you are, right now we want to say a huge thank you. If you're a healthcare worker, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're someone on the front lines, can we say thank you? Thank you so much for putting yourself out there. Thank you for sacrificing your time with your family and really, in many ways, almost your sense of security to stay at home.
Yeah.
You're going out and saying, I'm willing to be on the front lines of this. We want to say thank you. Thank you for fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
To all of our first responders, police, fire, paramedics, thank you. Thank you for going out. Thank you for fighting those things. Thank you for being willing to do that. And so many of you are working overtime right now, like extra hours on top of it. Thank you for doing that. And then thank you, Hillside. Thanks for listening, but thank you for doing your part. Thank you for being willing to stay at home. It's not always easy.
Yeah, it's not
right?
easy.
Thank you for being willing to, Romans 13, right? Be obedient to the authority placed over you, which is government right now. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for reaching out, for encouraging and spurring each other on with the love of God.
Yeah. Just one last thing before we finish this off. There was one part that I just wanted to read off. And this is kind of the worship aspect of the Hillside. But it's the song Good, Good Father. And we sang this in church literally, I think, like the week or two before like we started to shut down and quarantine and all that. But we sang a verse at church, and it really hit me. Good, Good Father, verse 2, it says, I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know where all searching for answers only you provide. Yes. Because you know just what we need before we say a word.
Yes.
And then the bridge is, you are perfect in all of your ways. He's such a good, good Father. So I just wanted to add that in there before we head on out. So
go listen to it. Yeah,
it's a really, really good song. And it was really comforting, especially singing that and worshiping that in the midst of everything going on. And we were just singing that verse, and I was just like, that is so good. That is so true.
I love that. Oh, I love that challenge. That's so good. Yeah. So, hey, if you're listening on IGTV, give us a follow on Instagram at the Hillside LV. You probably already saw what our handle is. If you're listening on YouTube, hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
And follow us, follow our talks. We've got some great talks on there. You've got extra time on your hands. What's been one of your favorite talk? Right? What's been like I slipped that in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been one of your favorite talks?
One of my favorite talks was actually with Pastor Caleb and Pastor Chris, and they were talking about world religions, truth versus tradition. And Pastor Chris just went.
Yes.
Oh, he went off on this one part. And I replay it all the time. It's so good.
It's all about the gospel.
Yes.
That's the part.
So
and
good.
Like he just kills it. Like, if you don't know Chris, that Pastor Chris that well, this is who Chris is at his core.
Yes.
Like when he gets fervent about the gospel, it's awesome.
It's really good.
One of my favorites was at the very first one of this year. Where do I start? Advice for the new decade. Maybe you've got some extra time at home, and you kind of remember that one.
Oh, so good.
There were so many good parts in that. Professor, Dr. Andrew Harden.
Yes.
He's a professor over at UNLV. He goes to our church. He gave such a good challenge. So hit any of those up, like them, follow us. We'd love to do that. And until next time, I'm Caleb.
And I'm Michael.
See you guys.